Top 3 things successful people do before 9 a.m. Save it and start doing today. Hi, my name is Anna Zakkery. Today, we're gonna discuss what to do in the morning, what all those successful people do in the morning before 9 a.m., how to start implementing all that. When I was preparing this video, I was so mad at all those stupid advices where people say, oh, what all those successful millionaires, billionaires do before 9 a.m. in the morning. I will tell you what we do. We work before 9 a.m., okay? The working day starts at 7 a.m. You have zero time on quiet meditation space or, I don't know, some stupid things which people think those people do. No, we don't do that. 9 a.m. it's too late to start your working day. Stay on that thing and let's try to break that in your mindset. What do successful people really do? They have just some stability points in their routine which help them to save the energy. The energy is a super high demand currency among all successful people. So what we really need is health and energy, and these two are related together. So the only reason why successful people do some morning routine, not to stay in a clear mind, not just to follow some magical path. No, we do that in order to stay active. So many people keep saying, and you have so many energy, how are you able to manage so many things? How are you able to do this and that? And you create this and you have such a high speed of everything you do. The thing is that I'm trying to save my energy and you need to. So this is not the amount of energy I was born with. This is the amount of daily efforts, routine, actions, which I do in order to preserve the energy and increase it. My number one advice here, stop believing in all that bullshit which people keep saying that there is some magical thing. No, successful people, they are quite busy and they just do what they need to do today in order to be wealthy and achieve the goals in certain period of time. So everything what we do today will find the reflection in 5-10 years. The first golden rule of any successful person. If you do something today, remember that this is gonna have effect not tomorrow, but expect the effect in 5-10 years. If you drink alcohol today, expect the effect. Wrinkles, problems with your health, problems with the sleep, brain function, energy level in 5-10 years. You will not see immediate result. Your body is so strong that which it can recover quite fast, but you will notice the signs of that entertainment in a couple years. First advice, with everything I do, I remember about the future. The next thing I do before the 9 a.m. is stretching. Yoga or any type of physical activity that helps you to stretch out the muscles. The muscles of your body are needed to be stretched regularly. I sit a lot at the desk. I try to increase the amount of steps. I try to track it and make it at least 10,000 steps per day. But the level of activity goes as follows. So I sit the whole day and then at the end of the day I go either to the gym, I go on a walk, or I somehow try to catch up with the amount of activity I need. But this is not the right thing, but I can do nothing with it. So my work requires me to stay at the desk, to have the laptop. I do not perform a physical work. This is somehow not healthy, but still I try to manage it. That's why early in the morning, I do yoga to stretch out the muscles. It's only 10 minutes. Just imagine 10 minutes of your time, not at 30 minutes, not an hour. It's just 10 minutes of your time. I found perfect option on YouTube. I just go online, search for morning yoga. You can do the same next day and you will find options for 10 minutes yogas and just start following it or find any other activity. Step number 2, don't listen to all that, put your iPhone on an airplane mode and don't pick up it until it's 9 or 10 a.m. This is the routine of the office worker, not for the entrepreneur or successful person, okay? So yes, we all the time on the phone. Yes, that's our morning routine. But what you can do, you can somehow limit the screen time for useless activity. Take care of your brain today, otherwise it will reward you with Alzheimer and when you get into your 60s and 70s. How you can limit the time for stupid stuff: stop scrolling the feed on social media. Don't do that. If you think you get relaxed when you scroll the feed, no, you're just chasing easy dopamine. Easy dopamine for poor people. Remember this. This is rule number 1 for me. Easy dopamine for poor people. Easy dopamine is about eating junk food, reacting to immediate pleasures. This all related to easy dopamine. Scrolling the feed. I scroll and I receive the pleasure right now in the moment. It increases the level of my dopamine. Stop doing that if you want to become rich. It's so easy to identify which action should be performed and which one is not when you know that golden rule. Easy dopamine for poor people. Long dopamine, like beautiful body, well-built muscles, language study when you want to learn the language and it goes really slow, but then in a year, boom, you can speak language perfectly. And you receive that huge amount of dopamine when you go abroad and start speaking frequently in that foreign language. The next thing which I do, not only before 9 a.m. but through the whole day, is control of blood sugars and insulin spikes. This is important for my health and my energy. The more insulin spikes you have, the more mood swings you're gonna have. You think that when you are in a bad mood or when you have low energy, you need to have something with added sugar and that will help you to come back to normal quicker. No, it's 100% lie. The same thing with coffee. It doesn't help you to wake up. It helps you to wake up only because you are addicted to coffee, not because of any ingredient that stimulates the level of energy. No, it just stimulates the quick dopamine, and that's why you wake up faster, just because you feel better. But this is addiction, so try to avoid it. Blood sugars, super important. How I control the blood sugar, I try to avoid added sugar. Sometimes I do challenges when I say sugar sober for a certain amount of time, let's say 30 days sugar sober, and this helped me to reduce the desire for added sugar. The last thing that I do daily before my working day start is planning. I use Google Calendar. I use Trello software for tracking all the tasks. I do that for personal tasks and for corporate tasks as well. I never do planning by handwriting and my notebook because it's so inefficient. Stop doing that. If you do that, you might say, oh, I just have that habit. I think that I can immerse better into the task if I write it down. Yes, you can, but on the same side, you will lose that task if you just write it on a notebook and forget about it, or leave the notebook at home and you go to the office or you travel somewhere, you meet with a person and just, oh my gosh, I left my notebook at home. No, it's not efficient at all, especially when we live in 2025. Your goal is to start implementing all those digital tools for planning. Just as I said, I use Google Calendar and I use Trello. Before the day starts, I check what we have on schedule today. Usually there are a bunch of Zooms, bunch of meetings with different people, and I try to find within all that plans at least one task which is valuable for my future. On my desk, I have the plate which says, what have you done today for the future? Because when we have so many tasks on the plate during the day, we might forget to create the assets, to create something to get a result on the long term, because the best results which we can get can happen only on the long term. What action which you're going to perform today will impact your future? That's all for successful routine of the person who are either wealthy or successfully doing business, just living a successful life in all that meanings. The message of this video for you from me is forget about stuff that is all about relaxation, balance, quiet. No, it's not about successful people. They work out their ass and they do a lot of things, and sometimes consistency, it's not when you are able to do stuff the same way every day when the glass is all the time full. No, sometimes it's even no water in that glass, sometimes it's just a half of that, but this is how consistency looks like. It's total lie when they say, I do this every day. No, no one does it every day. But at least you have the habit and you do it, maybe not 100% every day, maybe at least 10%. Not a 1 hour of yoga, but at least 10 minutes of yoga. Maybe you do planning not every morning, but at least every other morning. This is also a big step towards a bright future. That's it for today. Comment below which of these steps resonated with you the most, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.